Hello, my name is Jim Hoggett, and today I want to tell you stories from behind the captain's wheel. Today we want to talk about King Arthur. One day, King Arthur was hunting with his knights, and he shot an arrow over the Old North Church. Now the arrow landed in the green swamp. Now normally, everywhere King Arthur goes, he has his knights surrounding him. But this time he went by himself and passed the Old North Church into the green swamp. He found his arrow, and as he dismounted his steed to retrieve the arrow, he looked and there was a cloud of green smoke in front of him. And there stood a green knight with a sword drawn, ready to take his life. King Arthur said, "Don't you know who I am? I'm King Arthur. I'm the lord of this whole domain." And the Green Knight said, "Not in my swamp you're not, and I'm going to relieve you of your life." King Arthur thought quickly. He said, would you kill an unarmed man?" Well, the Green Knight thought about that for a while, and then he said, "I'm a fair man, and I'm a just man. I'll make a deal with you. If you give me your word to meet me here 1 year from today, and you have an answer to my riddle, I will spare your life. Otherwise, I will relieve you of your life." King Arthur says, "Well, how will I know if I have the right answer?" The Green Knight said, "Oh, you'll know, for the right answer will burn in your heart. 1 year from today, do you agree?" And King Arthur agreed. The riddle is this: what is it that a woman wants more than anything else? Well, King Arthur mounted his steed and rode back to his castle, and as he did, he smelled an odor on the left side. He went back to his castle, and he started asking people, what is it that a woman wants more than anything else? He asked the women who were not married, and they said, "Oh, she wants a husband, she wants a lord to rule over her and to make her decisions for her." That didn't burn in his heart. He asked the women who were married, the wives of the knights, and they all said, "She wants power, she wants jewelry, she wants wealth." That didn't burn in his heart either. He asked the mothers, and all the mothers said the same thing: sleep. He sent out pages throughout his entire domain to find someone who would come up with an answer that would burn in his heart. And after a year, no one had. So King Arthur said goodbye to his castle, for he would rather give up his life than give up his honor. And as he rode past the Old North Church, he smelled an odor on the right side. And so he turned aside to find out what the odor was. And there was a little lady named Ragnell. Now Ragnell was short and bent over. She had rags on. Her hair was matted. She had boogers in her eyes and warts on her nose, and, well, she even had a beard that made mine look shabby. She said, King Arthur, you've asked everyone else, but no one has asked me." And King Arthur thought to himself, well, what do I have to lose? He said, "Okay, Ragnell, what is it that a woman wants more than anything else?" And she said, "Not so fast. If I give you what it is that you want, will you give me what it is that I want?" And King Arthur thought, okay, up to half of my kingdom. And she said, "What a woman wants more than anything else is to be her own sovereign, to be her own boss, to not be under the rule of any man save God himself." King Arthur mounted his steed and rode back to the Green Knight, and as the Green Knight drew his sword to take his life, he said, wait. What a woman wants more than anything else is to be her own master, to be her own boss, to not be under the rule of any man save God himself. Just then, the Green Knight disappeared with a cloud of smoke over the tops of trees, and King Arthur's life was spared. He mounted his steed, and as he's riding back to the Old North Church, Ragnell says, King Arthur, aren't you forgetting something? So he dismounted his horse, picked her up and put her on his horse and walked her back to the castle. Now the castle knew that something was up, for they smelled the odor for quite a distance. And when they got there, he told a story about how Ragnell had saved his life. And they were all very grateful indeed. And then in front of everyone, he says, now, Ragnell, what is it that you want? She says, I want the hand of Sir Galahad in marriage. Now, Sir Galahad was the most handsome of all the knights. He was also the last knight to be wed. But he was the king's man. He didn't hesitate. He walked over, picked her up by the hand, and led her off to the priest, and they were married that self-same day. Then he took her back to his boudoir, and he went in one corner and she went in the other, and as he was taking off his nightshirt, he turned around, and Ragnell had turned into a beautiful blonde. She had a gorgeous face and an hourglass figure and skin like a baby's skin and hair down the middle of her back. And wow, he drew his sword because he said, this must be witchery. And it is against the law to practice witchery in the kingdom. She must forfeit her life. And Ragnell says, oh, my lord, please, please, it's not me. I'm not the witch. It was my wicked stepmother. She put a spell on me, and she said I should live half of my day as Ragnell, and half of my day as who I really am. The choice is yours, my lord. Would you want me to be Ragnell during the day, and you can be with me in the evenings? Or would you want me to be myself during the day, and you can be with Ragnell in the evenings? Well, he thought about that for quite a time. And then he went back and said, my dear, the weight of that decision rests too heavy on my shoulders. I give the choice back to you. And just then she broke into wonderful laughter. She says, I don't believe it. My wicked stepmother said I would never find a man such as you. You have made the right choice. And because you've made the right choice, the spell is broken. And I will look like this always. You are a man worthy of my respect. Wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you live, I will live. Your people will be my people, and your God my God, as long as we both shall live. I will gladly submit to you.